In today's video, what did I do? I cut up the pedal assembly for the Mazda, and it still doesn't fit. Hey YouTube, what are we doing today? I was going to work on the forge, but I just couldn't get into it. Partly because I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to build my doors yet, and that's kind of the next step until I get the rigidizer. It's kind of moot point to move too far forward with it, so it's on hold for a few days, maybe at least tonight. So what are we going to do instead? Rusty's been pressing on my mind the last couple of hours, and so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to roll him out, turn him around, come back in. That way I've got better lighting, and I'm going to really take a good look at the I'm just going to kind of clear out under the dash. I've got all the dash wiring is still in there. I'm going to get that out of the way. Pretty much there's not going to be any of the original instrument cluster and stuff put back in. So I just need to get rid of all the wiring. There's really no reason to have it. And I'm going to take a good look at getting this, at what it's going to take to get this pedal assembly installed. First thing I've noticed is I've run into, it may not fit. It just may physically not fit. So I'm not sure where that puts me. I don't know where I stand now, but I want to take a good look at it. And so yeah, let's roll it around, spin it, and roll it out, spin it around, bring it back in where I've got some light shining down in it the way I need it. And let's get started.
I know this isn't a great position, but I'm having a hard time getting the camera in a position where I can show you what's going on here. So this is the pedal assembly. It's got the brake and the clutch. And what I was hoping to do was just transfer this thing, migrate this over from the Mazda over to the Ranchero. I'm fully aware that the firewall will probably need to be mostly cut out, and I'm fine with that. What I've run into a problem is, so if we're looking at this, this is the center line of the steering column. So the center line of the steering column came through here before, so we kind of want that more or less in the same location. What I'm running into is I'm hitting the housing of this is hard into my wiper motor, and the problem with that is determining whether or not it's easier to modify or start over with this or move the wiper motor. And I'm not real keen on either. I don't really want to do either. This is one of those videos or times. This didn't have to be a video, and it probably won't make for a very interesting video, but this is one of the problems with the video a day thing, is sometimes I can't do anything that looks like something. And mostly what I'm doing here is trying to navigate a host of problems. And let me show you some of the problems that I'm having. So first of all, the problem we have is just the sheer mass of this structure here, this cast structure. I don't know if it's aluminum. It kind of feels like magnesium. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, this cast structure is, I'm having interference issues with structures that are already in the Ranchero, like namely the wiper motor. Another issue is the brake booster. The way that on cars, either the brake pedal either runs on the left side or the right side of the steering column. This one here runs on the left side of the steering column. The Ranchero, the steering column was down in that lower part of that arch, or the upper part, whatever, in that arch, but you can see through there, that is where the brake was. So basically the brake pedal ran on the right side of the steering column. Another issue to consider is, this is going to be really hard to point out, but that is the end of the steering box for the Mazda. Now, if I square everything up in line with the center line of the vehicle, that is, looking down the center of that port right there, that hole in the firewall, that is where the steering column will come out. I have every intent to use the original Falcon steering column. I don't have a problem with that. But we're going to have to come through the firewall and then come back with another shaft, and maybe, and if not one, at least two U-joints to make it line up with the end of the existing steering column. But this is the brake booster that came out of the Mazda. Well, we're gonna reuse it. Now, let's set it aside. We look at the firewall. This is the center line for the old brake master from the Ranchero. And if I center the brake booster on there, it will fit. It will land inside the inner firewall, inside the inner fender, and I'll have enough room for everything to fit right here. It fits really nicely, almost like it was made for it. So, what's the problem? Well, that pedal assembly, that big structure,
really wants me to center this way over here, and I'm just running into a whole lot of, you know, just everything's in the way. Not by a little, not by a lot, but just enough to make it a pain in the butt. And so that's what I'm doing here mostly, is I'm just kind of staring at it going, well, you know, it's like I've said before, you got to choose your battles. You know, what hill do you want to die on? And at this point, I'm not sure where I want to take this. I've considered everything from building a new pedal assembly to finding. See, when I got Rusty, it didn't have the pedals. The previous owner had pulled the pedals for another build that he had. So I've never had the pedal assembly for this Ranchero. I don't really want to find one. I'd build one before I tried to find a factory one. I don't know. It's a tough call. Just not going way over here. All right, I just cut this all to pieces, and it still doesn't fit. Let's take a look and see. What is going on is this, to line this up where I want it, this bar here, the pivot, is just so big, and it still collides with the wiper motor. So I think what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to build some custom pedal assembly, which probably in the end is the better solution, even though it seems like it's going to be a lot of work. But what it will do is then I can build in, because it's got to also support the steering column and all that kind of stuff, so it might as well just be all custom fab. I don't have time for that tonight. I'm going to go ahead and close it up. Short video, I'm sure. I mean, what did we do? Let's review. We got the wires. Well, we turned the truck around, so now we're pointed in, and I'm not really sure there was an advantage to that. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. But anyway, we got the last of the wire, well, not all of it, but most of the wire loom out from behind the dash. And we've got a much better idea of what's going to happen with our pedal assembly. I mean, it's not an action-packed video, but, you know, as I was saying, it's not an action-packed video, but, you know, it's sometimes the progress is made very quietly, and, you know, even though it doesn't look like much, we did make some progress. Yeah, we have a direction, and as much as I didn't want to commit to it, I'm committed now. We got to build a pedal assembly. I am thinking about reusing these pedals mostly because they've got the little connectors and the right geometry for the brake and the slave, or the master cylinder, for the clutch. So yeah, I may just go ahead and reuse parts of this and just migrate it over to the new bracket, and we'll make it work. It'll work. Maybe it'll work. Might not work. Anyway, till next time. Bye. I hope I don't scratch the paint. Ah.